It's the Tri-Nations decider between Australia and New Zealand at Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane. And the New Zealanders have a rearranged team. Only 4 players who survived from the side that ran on in Port Elizabeth last week. Tony Woodcock, Kevin Mialamu, Sam Whitelock and Adam Thompson in the pack. All the big guns are back. Nono and Smith in midfield. Dan Carter, the fly half, and of course the captain, number 7, Richie McCaw. Well, Australia have made 3 changes to the side that started against the Springboks in Durban a fortnight ago. Dan Vickerman back for his first start since 2008. Radiki Samo, first start since 2004. At 35 years, 49 days, he's now officially the oldest ever Wallaby in Tri-Nations rugby. And with James O'Connor being stood down for this one, it means that Anthony Fainga will wear 13. And Mr. Versatile, Adam Ashley Cooper, pushes himself out to the right wing. The captain, what a night for him. James Horwell, number 5, leads his country for the first time on his home track in Brisbane. The Wallabies look to be pumped. The crowd, those wearing gold, certainly pumped at Suncorp Stadium.
Yeah, just about the crowd. The Reds have taught this Brisbane crowd how to support rugby. After all the entertainment that was earlier, this crowd was sold out. The ground was sold out in one day. It was quite extraordinary.
Is there anything that Queenslander hasn't done?
Well, we talk about the crowd being pumped for the Australian national anthem. What about the All Blacks and the haka? What about Ali Williams advancing past the 10-metre mark? He was told not to do that. We might hear a little bit more about that.
Have a look at the Wallabies.
The Wallabies just staring them down.
They did not move for about 20 seconds and just looked at them.
Yeah, I saw Richie McCaw ran past me at one point tonight. Normally he's a fairly friendly chap and he'll give you a smile or a nod. Wasn't so friendly tonight, and I think it's your fault, Marto. You're talking about the haka being banned.
I don't want to talk about that now, and I don't want my name associated with it around the game.
Well, Piri Wipu, what a wonderful record he has in Tri-Nations New Zealand. 10 wins from 10 matches with him wearing the number 9 jumper. They had no hesitation in picking him in the number 9 jumper tonight. John Afoa pretty happy with the performance, and James Horwell just stared them down, and now they're just about set.
Was that a sneer from Dan Vickerman? Jerry Collins once said it's like having run a 400 doing the haka.
Wayne Barnes from England is the referee. Television match official Matt Goddard of Australia. On the touchlines, we've got Craig Joubert, the very experienced referee from South Africa, and Cobus Wessels, also from South Africa. Pat McCabe, tonight playing his 6th test. Martin Nonu playing his 60th. And Dan Carter, the champion fly half, 29 years of age, his 82nd test, so he's 5th on the all-time list now. 29 tries. That's 9th equal on the New Zealand list. And the Bledisloe is underway. And Adam Ashley Cooper wearing 14 on his back has it for the Wallabies. Will Kenya down to Quade Cooper. So it's a wet and slippery surface, and he doesn't find touch. Carter taken by Elson right on halfway. The Wallabies pour in. Have they turned it over?
Oh, very exact.
Genia gives it to Elson. That's still the halfway mark and a penalty. Let's go to the sideline of Rod Cafer.
Oh, look, Great start from the Wallabies. They'll be delighted with that, catching Dan Carter. Dan Carter looked up, got the pass from Mills Muliaina and thought, you know, there's a little bit of a gap there, but it closed so quickly, and the Wallaby forwards piled into it. A good psychological start for the Wallabies against Dan Carter. That just gives you, those early moments in the game, as we saw in Auckland 4 weeks ago. If you can get on top early, it can sometimes take the momentum out of an opposition team, and this is a great opportunity. I'd love to see the Wallabies pull this down and drive this first line out, use the great driving skills of Dan Vickerman if he can get the ball at the back.
So Stephen Moore throwing it on the 22, and he's throwing it long. It's a shocker. And McCaw says, thank you very much, sir. A wasted opportunity for the Wallabies. And Uwepu gives it to Carter, changes direction, charge down. Benny Alexander won't get the bounce, but I think it might have been lost forward by the All Blacks, and now they go wide. McCabe, Vanga gives it to Beale. He is claimed over there, but a chance here for the Wallabies. Only about 7 or 8 metres out. Asking questions of this All Black defence early on. Pick and go. The crowd starts to roar, and the Wallabies, they're only a metre out. The ball is held up there. It'll come back
Use
for
the line, 8 black.
Australia. Rocky Elsom thinking, and now goes to ground with the ball.
Step.
Will Genia not in any hurry.
No, he wants some quick ball.
Use the line, 4.
Only a half a metre out. And the All Blacks are very strong on D defence. Genia, one over the top and into touch.
Back for a penalty, though.
No advantage, 8 black, off your feet.
Kieran Reid dives straight over the top and onto it, trying to slow the ball down.
Go for goal. Number 8 black.
Super intensity from the Wallabies, from Ben Alexander charging down a very lackadaisical Dan Carter. That's how it all started and got to that point of continual hit-ups on the line.
2 errors early for Dan Carter. 2 errors. That's significant.
But, Cave, what about this mix-up? Look at that. Pocock and Vickerman running into each other.
Yeah, they missed the call. You can see Dan Vickerman there over his right shoulder, giving it to David Pocock. He comes up with a big tackle, though, on McCaw. And here it is. You can see the penalty now. Kieran Reid and Kevin Mialamu. There's no one in front of them. And if you go over and lose your feet, they're quite rightly penalised. You can see them still on that side. Little ball over the top. Will Guinea was hoping... Digby Ioane had seen the outside. Digby was looking for the short hole, hoping to see the wide hole. Quade Cooper now lining up for this early kick.
Okay. No problem. So early points for the Wallabies.
And deserve it too. For the pressure they put on at the breakdown, whether it was Richie McCaw's been penalised one, Dan Carter's had 2 moments that have been less than spectacular.
Cooper will be pretty happy with the relatively easy one to get things started. 3-0. And again it goes to Adam Ashley Cooper. Again he'll be claimed on the 22. And they go high this time from Will Genia. And Muliaina races through, but he's not going to get it. And it goes back to Genia, and it's knocked backwards. And so Quade Cooper throws the dummy. McCaw is there. He flicks one out the back brilliantly to Quade Cooper. Sorry, to Genia.
Chance wide.
Curtly Beale will send it down into the 22. And the touch. Brilliant kick.
Don't worry, Mills Muliaina is brilliant in terms of position play, but that kick was too good for him. He knew what was going on. He still couldn't cover Beale. Yeah, they probably could have run, but no worries, because they'd want to play it down there and keep the pressure on. Quade Cooper is throwing. Watch this pass here. No one else can do this. Look at that.
Oh, that is unbelievable. 3rd error from Dan Carter. Missed tackle. Gee whiz, not his best start to a test.
Now Uwepu with the kick, and Adam Ashley Cooper will take it on halfway. Oh, and he fires it across to Quade Cooper as Nonu was coming up on him. And then he runs straight into Franks and also Zach Guilford.
He did well then, Quade Cooper.
Handled the tackle well, didn't he?
Adam Ashley Cooper. Now McCabe taken by Thorne underneath. That's the halfway mark. Genia. They go to the left, and there's a little grubber kick. And Muliaina will get a pretty good bounce, and he throws it back into Jane. And they're under a bit of pressure, the All Blacks, early on. Good start by the Wallabies. They lead 3-0. Carter gives it to Thompson. Oh, and he's picked up and driven into the ground by Samo. But now the penalty will go against Australia.
Off your feet. Off your feet to slow down their ball, though. It's the same as our one on the goal line. You went off the feet and slowed their ball.
Gee, you don't care about that in a way, because that sends a great message to the All Blacks. If you want to run the ball, you might just get smashed.
Different attitude from the Wallabies tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Full of intensity, brutality, and also precision and speed at the breakdown. It's been wonderful.
Well, the great thing was the Wallabies started off by having to make the first tackle, or wanting to make the first tackle. Remember, they kicked it downfield, and New Zealand had to run it back, and I think that's given them momentum. Remember, in that first test in Eden Park, the All Blacks were able to put that little kick over the top, which allowed, which put Australia's defence in 2 minds. But there's no 2 minds tonight. There's one single mind.
Good take by Kieran Reid. And so let's see what the All Blacks can do with some pill inside Australian territory. Weepu to Carter, and he's going to go high, and he's kicking for Quade Cooper. And Cooper knocks it on, and Nonu has it. So good tactic by the All Blacks, and now quick hands are needed. Muliaina cutting back in on the angle. Weepu taken by Kepu. Guildford, Nonu, Kevamialamu. A traditional running style, head down and charging into the defence right in front of the uprights. Here's Carter, and they go wide now through Reid, and Reid leaves it behind. Locked backwards is the call. That's the 22, and now it pops out the Australian side. And Will Genia sends it downtown.
Needs a
Nobody
chase.
into the back. So Muls Muliaina inside his 22. Free kick, really.
Super kick. Not out.
Not out. Cross to
Onside.
Quade Cooper. High kick, and he's going to allow Adam Ashley Cooper to run through. Taken, no. Left behind. It's on the ground. McCabe will claim it. 25 metres out from the line. Wallaby ball.
You can see how slippery it is, that high ball working for both teams.
And now Hallwall.
Advantage is over. Come with me.
Advantage is over. That was for the knock forward. Nonu almost stealing that one. Genia gives it to Cooper. Cooper through the gap. Out wide is Iwani, but he couldn't link up with him.
Oh, I don't know whether his hand was knocked in the tackle. It looked like he couldn't believe he was through the gap to start with. They're having a go straight away to Weepu.
Gee, why would you do that? You'd think you'd want to settle that down. You just had a break mate against you.
Oh, Digby Ioane, that's twice. On the outside, unmarked passes have been impossible for him to even get near, let alone take.
You know what, it's come from the good kicking game, though, from the Wallabies. They've kicked judiciously, they've kicked to a gather, they've put them under pressure. They need to win a line out, though.
Oh, OK. Well, there's some changes, of course.
Here we go.
Wickerman back, and now the All Blacks leave it behind. And it's picked up there for Cooper. He throws it back on the inside.
Back for the knock forward.
We'll come back for the knock forward by the All Blacks. It's a scrum with a Wallaby feed.
Slightly greasy conditions, and the defence of the Wallabies is actually hitting the ball out of a lot of All Blacks' hands. It's that sort of night. It's just a little bit of grease. You hit them hard enough, the ball comes loose. Good skills first by Richard McCaw, but Guildford wasn't up to that one.
Yeah, it's a pretty average pass.
So was this.
Yeah.
You got to wear them if he throws them.
Oh, that's the magic. He knew he had the advantage. Quade Cooper, if that one goes to hand and Pocock goes around the outside, it's beautiful. That's the right pass to throw when you've got the advantage.
Richie McCaw playing his 25th test against Australia, which is a new record that he shares with Mills Muliaina, going past the great Sean Fitzpatrick's 24. David Campese still the most caps, Australia and New Zealand, 39. In fact, 29. And so the free kick to the Wallabies, and another great opportunity. They've got 3 points on the board. Now we've got Kieran Reid down in back play as well. So a couple of injury issues for the All Blacks.
Kieran Reid's serious too.
Yeah,
He hasn't moved.
He can't move his legs. Knee or something.
So pick and go here from the Wallabies. Can they come up with a 5-pointer?
Stolen by Black.
No, it's been stolen, and comes back to the Wallabies, and Craig Cooper is going to take them on. And Cooper gets it out now to Adam Ashley Cooper. One to beat. Adam Ashley Cooper is in for a try. Did he get it down?
Don't know.
Oh, that is an awesome piece of defence. I think it was Piri Weepu that had hold of him, and Adam Ashley Cooper just could not quite get the ball down. I don't think.
What a scramble it was in defence.
Mills Muliaina has stolen it out of his hands, because he was over the try line reaching for it.
He had to work so hard to get over the try line, then thought he'd had the job done.
Could be a 22 here if he's done that. Does he get it over the line? He does.
Look at Piri Weepu holding him up.
Yeah, he's going to look at, he looks at everything. So, okay, yep.
No try. Look at that. Oh,
did he have a hand on it?
No, you can't give that.
Well, that's in Mills Muliaina's possession. So you've got to say that's Mills Muliaina in charge of
Wayne, there's nothing conclusive there.
Yeah.
I'd go scrum, 5, gold ball.
Scrum attacking, okay. No try, scrum 5 metres, attacking ball.
Gee, the Wallabies are lucky to get that, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's a 22, because Mills Muliaina, after the Wallabies took it over the try line, he grounded it.
That's right. It should be a 22. If it's not a try, it's a 22.
There's nothing conclusive about who grounded or if it was grounded.
Victor Vito on the sideline, ready to come on.
McCaw just asking the question there, what about that ruling? And the ruling was nothing conclusive. They couldn't really determine who grounded the ball. And Kieran Reid in all sorts of trouble.
So Reid's in trouble. Adam Thompson's just had his bicep and arm strapped. There, you'll see that in his left arm. And McCaw's been down injured. You reckon this isn't a hard test match?
Engage!
So another opportunity here for the Wallabies in the scrum.
Back formation, very interesting. It's not going to come, though.
Samo thought about passing, then elected to go to ground. And the All Blacks are in there, and they might turn it over. No, it's coming back for Australia.
Was that Dan Vickerman used his big hand to throw that back a little bit?
Hands away, all off your feet.
Can the All Blacks hold them out again? He can go here.
Mialamu's got hold of that, and there he's got to get out of there.
Again, here just controlling things. Now Elson will move in.
Can't accuse the Wallabies of going too wide too early tonight.
Now it's Horwell looking to make a statement. Double round, Genia gets it out to Cooper. Inside ball, Adam Ashley Cooper, but they were waiting for him. Well read by the All Blacks on that occasion. Still there for Australia, though. And Genia is going to go to the 5-metre mark. Copped a bit of a high shot, but it's okay according to the referee. James Horwell has his hands on the ball.
What a contest.
No hands too.
Still there, Rocky Elson stands over it now. There's a bit of push and shove. Craig Cooper is in there with Richie McCaw. Now it goes out to Ben Alexander. He goes to ground. Genia, it opens up, and Will Genia scores a try for Australia.
You do enough hard work, it becomes easy in the end, and that's exactly what occurred. The All Blacks, their ears pricked up, they all went wide, the defenders. He was left man on man, and Genia is strong and fast. Try.
Well, as a forward pack, you feel so good that you're hurting the opposition. The All Blacks have got 3 blokes that are crook out there. Fantastic. The Wallabies will love it. Here's the run around to start with. The little inside ball. Adam Ashley Cooper tackled brilliantly there. I think it was McCaw was one of them. And then they went back the other way. Genia made that little break early. There was talk of a high tackle. Oh, there's the try, sorry. That was straight over, straight between 2 front rowers.
Owen Frank stayed wide, couldn't turn in time, and Mialamu didn't have the leg speed to get across there and get a good enough clean hit on him. So he's gone inside Franks. Mialamu only hit him with arm, no shoulder. No chance. Well, that is reward for the extraordinarily hard work that the Australian forwards have been doing in the last 8 minutes. Would have been frustrating if they didn't bust through, but they got their reward.
And Cooper. Flags are up again. So it's Australia 10, New Zealand 0, 16th minute.
Let's not rejoice too much, because we've seen this happen a few times before. Wallabies getting out to a good lead. Happened twice last year.
This could be the gauge, though, Kernsey, whether the All Blacks hit back straight away, because that's often what they do.
Yeah. And again, they go long for the 3rd time. They've gone down to Adam Ashley Cooper, and he got away from Zach Guilford. Won't get away from Brad Thorne. Now it's James Horwell, taken by McCaw, who gets straight to his feet and attacks the ball. Penalty against the All Blacks.
Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4 men on the ground. It's feisty out there tonight. Wallabies not backing down. That was Beale versus Neil
Need to get involved. Penalty's been given. Off we go. Thanks, fella.
Wallabies are not going to back down. They've obviously made a decision, drawn the line in the sand and said no more.
Score, please, Matt.
James Horwell just asking the question to the referee. There's a couple of penalties against the call already. When are you going to show him the yellow card?
It was the players around you went off your feet. Say again, Matt, sorry. Line, please.
Yeah, Wayne Barnes is up there, asked the TMO to give him the stats on how many they have given away. Clever referee.
And Australia win a line-out. And Samo breaks through a couple of tackles. He's got McCabe. McCabe pulled down by Conrad Smith, a legal tackle.
Well done, Conrad Smith.
And now Samo again.
There was a super clean out in there to deliver quick ball.
James Horwell, hasn't he had a fine start to his first test as captain? Short side they go. And the little grubber kick didn't come off, and so the kick downtown from Biri Wipu.
Some work to do here for Quade Cooper.
And for his wingers to get back and help him.
Well, there's got plenty of time to return the compliment.
Not out.
Oh, here's trouble.
Yeah, they need to mark up. There's plenty of room to the left for the All Blacks. And Zach Gelford gets away from one. Pops it up to Vito, gives it to Nonu. Nonu taken by Elsom. Here's Conrad Smith on the counter. Richie McCaw. Now there's real pressure on the Australian defence.
Samo down, Crook in back play.
Radicki Samo down and hasn't really moved. And now it's Franks.
Good defence.
On the 22.
Wallabies need players right.
And it's Carter that goes that way. Carter, they wrap him up ball and all. Good tackle, Ben Alexander. Well, this is what the All Blacks can do. They can hit back in the wink of an eye. Wipu to Franks. Taken by Horwell. Pocock is over the top. Now he has to release it. Pops out for Thorne. He gives it to Nonu. Nonu, that looked to be a shade forward, but the referee says play on to Vito. Samo slowly but surely getting back into the defensive line. Knocked back. And a chance here, Mia Lamu. They've got about 8 on 1. Oh, what a tackle, though.
That is a try stopper by Curtly Beale.
Still on, though. Carter, the little grubber kick back to Quade Cooper. And he kicks it downtown.
They need a chase.
It's going to be Cooper.
Cooper interfered with.
And now it's into touch.
Oh, there's your heroic defence.
Anthony Fainga.
What a beauty.
Oh. We spoke about him before the game. He's one of the best defensive plays. He missed Zach Gelford in the play before that up here, but then he's made a wonderful tackle. When you come in, you've got to get the ball, and he came in and got the ball there. You can see him come off the line. It's 4 outside. Mills Muliaina, it's a try for all money. He knocks that ball on. Referee misses it. Gets straight back in, turns the ball over. Wallabies out of trouble.
He's making some good decisions in defence in his last 2 test matches. That one against South Africa a few weeks ago. Made the decision to rush out of the line. It was correct, and again tonight.
Great to see Radicki Samo running straight at Dan Carter and over the top of him in that line out before. That's the channel they need to put some pressure on.
Muliaina with the kick this time. Won't find touch, but Corey Jane is chasing, and Beale takes it. And Beale loses it forward. I'm not quite sure what he was trying to do there. But he was heading for the touchline.
Well, I'd say Jane has flicked that out.
Knock on. He was on his feet, first man. He was allowed to steal the ball.
Good chase by Corey Jane. Similar to the Guildford one on Adam Ashley Cooper. Graham Henry making a few notes. 2 litres of milk and a loaf of bread on the way home.
Got that picture of Quade Cooper in front of him.
Robbie Deans also very studious, taking notes.
Wallabies scrambled really, really well. Reminded me of how they scrambled in, how the All Blacks scrambled in Auckland in the first 30 minutes of that game in the last match.
Penalty against Australia. Scrum time.
That was
straight across the scrum and on the floor.
Right, there, now we know.
Ben Alexander penalised, and so Dan Carter will put it into touch, and the All Blacks will get another crack inside Australian territory.
Well, you reckon the All Blacks would be thinking that this is their best front row?
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, he said at the World Cup squad announcer the other day, Graham Henry said Tony Woolcott's our best loose head, Owen Frank's our best tight heads.
Right.
And their other two props they pick can cover both sides. Why, what do you reckon?
Well, I mean, I was impressed when Ben Franks came on in that first test. Scrummaging was great. Maybe he's not as good around the park, not sure.
Australia 10, New Zealand 0, halfway through the first half.
There's been 8 lineouts. Australia's won 1.
Now the All Blacks will try and dish up a bit of their own medicine.
There's one Wallaby player flew into that maul, and there he goes again. You reckon they're not committed at the forward pack?
Well, here's Richie McCaw. Lays it back. Weeper will look to the right and gives it to Nonu. Nonu tries to step his way through. Got him over the advantage line.
Yeah, Woodcock was in the way of defenders then.
That's a sloppy pass, and Brad Thorne picks it up, and he's taken. And he lays it back, and now McCaw got it out to Carter. Weepu, switch. Woodcock, advantage here for the All Blacks. James Hall will caught in an offside position. They go out wide, and Digby Ioane made the tackle this time. And now it's gone backwards. They'll come back for the penalty, though, so an opportunity for points if they want the 3.
There's a bit of spectator. They were bonus minutes that the fans got there.
Gee, though, interesting defensive play from Digby, Cave.
Oh, he's short. They know that the ball's slippery, so the passes always hang in the air a little bit longer. You can see Digby's just made the early decision to blindside him, and it's working for them. It's worked twice now in the game. I'd love that. I don't mind it at all, Kearns, particularly when the ball's wet. It's just, it sticks in your hands a bit longer. You can't give the quick hands. It's never as accurate.
Have a look at Radiki Samo there too, Cave. He didn't just drift and slide. He went forwards and at him.
Yeah, no, it's a good tactic. Worked twice already.
You've got to be ruthless. Once you've got the opposition on the back foot, the whole defensive line just has to keep marching up at pace. That's what Samo did beautifully then.
Well, Dan Carter, so he's 15 metres in from touch, about 24, 25 metres back. Easy by his standards.
Yep.
So the All Blacks, they are on the board. 24th minute, Australia 10, New Zealand 3.
For anyone watching this overseas that don't understand, there are a lot of New Zealand-born people living in Brisbane, so it's very easy. The crowd's probably 40% Kiwis.
You've got a special saying for them as well?
They're the Brewees, Brisbane Kiwis. There's some more of them.
So Australia kicking off, and down it goes to Weepu inside the 22, and he bangs it into touch.
I'll give you 30%, Marto, not 40.
Yeah, perhaps.
That's a very good kick by Weepu. The line-out will be on the 10-metre mark, Australian territory. So let's have a look at this Australian line-out.
So Dan Bickerman's calling the line-outs and jumping this one.
Now it's down to Pocock. Taken by Vito and McCaw. Good clean out. Now the kick over the top, and Adam Ashley Cooper is going to chase, and Zach Guilford goes high, and this time Guilford claims it.
Does well, Guilford.
There.
Well, it's not good ball, but now it goes back to Carter, and he gets a little bit of a pop gun kick away, and Beale takes it on halfway. Got away from 1, got away from 2, and 3. Curtly Beale.
He ran away from Digby Ioane, who was out wide.
And then lost the ball.
He started tracking back on the inside. Digby's telling him, hey, mate, I was there.
Clark, you feel the things that have really impressed me tonight have been the tactics from the Wallabies, as we see Curtly Beale get the little feet going there. Beach 2 just can't quite link up on the outside, but tactically I think they've been spot on. They've kicked well, they've taken the ball off the line out. You saw them then. 40 out from your own line's a difficult point to attack from. Wet night, Genia hoists it high. Adam Ashley Cooper knows and chases as well. Their aggression at the breakdown has been great, and their discipline at the breakdown has been excellent.
What about that stat? 11 missed tackles by the All Blacks. 3 Australia.
Well, both teams electing to go to the air tonight because the ball is slippery. And knockback is the call, so...
Trouble for Wallabies.
Yeah, if they go wide now, and Nono's going to straighten and then give it to Conrad Smith. And Adam Ashley Cooper came in and made a ball and all tackle.
Yeah, made a bold decision there, Adam Ashley Cooper. Paid off.
So still there for the All Blacks. Australia 10, New Zealand 3. Guilford, he leaves it behind. And who's slippery with that ball?
He'll have a go.
Genia. And Genia, down he goes. He throws it back into...
Oh, beautifully forward.
The left foot. Was it? Anyway, the kick was trapped by Muliaina. And he floating pass over the top. And poor old Corey James
Curtly's got
to
it.
do with that.
Still going.
Towed downfield, and now Quade Cooper looks up.
He'll pump it down into the corner.
Or is that going to stay in?
Too much. No, it's okay.
It's good.
And it's just going to set up nicely. And in a touch by Muliaina. He couldn't do much with that.
Oh, there's some energy and vibe coming out of this Wallaby team.
Gee, it's so lifting for your team when you see the kicker chase the ball the hardest. And Quade just went after that.
5, 6 and 5.
Good attacking opportunity for Australia. Inside the New Zealand 22. And their line-out is a good one. Horwell, he's got rid of the headgear. Now it's Cooper, and he gives it. Still there.
That's good defence from the All Blacks. Wallabies asked some big questions there.
Now it's Pat McCabe from a standing start. No way through there. Thorne makes a tackle, pick and go from Stephen Moore, man of the match in Durban a fortnight ago against the Springboks. Another pick and go. All Black jumpers lying over there, but they're okay, because the ball has come out on Australia's side. And Vickerman goes straight to ground, looking to set up a quick recycle, but it's slow again. Elson over the advantage line he goes. This is a little quicker, and now they unleash Cooper, gives it to Ioane, but they read that well again. They're a good defensive team, the All Blacks, and they steal the ball brilliantly. Now Kevin Dialamu.
Oh, good footwork.
And now the penalty goes to the All Blacks. So well done, New Zealand. They're under all sorts of pressure. They didn't panic.
Survived well. Defence held up.
Yeah, they read that beautifully in defence.
Digby Ioane running a lot of tight lines, not giving much room before he hits the defence.
Perfect oval, but just keep
Here it is here. Cooper decided to go this way. Thought they'd throw him through, but that is great defence there. And then Conrad Smith angled the ball back between his legs and they're away. Woodcock there mouthing off.
I'll tell you what was on then, Mardo. Quade Cooper thought he was going to just drop it onto his left foot.
Yeah.
Nobody in behind the line. I think Digby was expecting that little dribble through. Would have run through, scored. Got the short ball. Good attack, though. The Wallabies are looking sharp in attack.
Still that stronger defence by the All Blacks is denying them points. And Nonu up over halfway. Weepu. Now it's Thompson. He leaves it behind, and Adam Ashley Cooper toes it through. Cooper gets a toe on it again. Now it's Zach Guilford.
Oh, 3 Wallabies there on him.
They pour in the men in goal.
All Blacks worked that out well.
Yeah.
They have to watch here, Wallabies. Okay, the defence is in shape now, but a quick ball could have been dangerous.
New Zealand not in any hurry whatsoever.
Dan Carter's been getting the ball to his foot quite slowly. Well, it's not going to go to him. Almost charged down a couple of times, not this one.
And that's not a great pass for Carter to control either.
No, he's done well, Carter, to get out of that.
So Australia will get the throw into the line out. 30 minutes gone.
Adam Ashley Cooper just got that sneaky foot in here, gets it in again, and away. If he'd stayed on his feet immediately. You watch how quickly the support players, well, Richie McCaw was there before it went to ground.
Robbie not happy with something. One by Elson, down to Genia, and now Cooper straightening. Vito has him. McCaw is over the top, but they clean him out. Now it's Genia, throws it out to Stephen Moore. He pops it up to Kepu. Genia looking for a runner, and he finds David Pocock. Can't find a way through. Now Rocky Elsom. Really been involved tonight, hasn't he, Elsom? In fact, all of the Wallabies in that pack have been going great guns. Genia, Cooper trying to find a way through, then gets it away, and it's been intercepted, and penalty. Penalty to Australia, kickable.
12, tackle the man without the ball.
Tackling the man without the ball, that's the call against Ma'anonu.
Quade Cooper just starting to get the opportunity to play flatter and flatter. Here is really flat again at Dan Carter. Little arm tackle from Dan. You can see Pat McCabe running a great line off him. And Ma'anonu stepping in just a little bit early. Had to step in Ma'anonu there to make that. Was going to be beaten if he didn't. And
isn't he getting involved attack-wise? Going very close to the opposition. They haven't got a chance to adjust.
Quade Cooper can knock this over. They then need to win that kick-off and get out of their half again. They've done it well so far this evening.
And the flags are up again. So it's Australia by 10.
Taking their points. South Africans did this last weekend to the All Blacks. Every time they visited, they chipped away with 3 points here, and by the end, you look up.
They've used the same kick-off 3 times now, the All Blacks.
They've got a plan. Guildford going at Adam Ashley Cooper again.
This time Cooper not under as much pressure, but again, you can only make it just to the 22 or beyond. And there's the kick from Genia, straight up in the air, so they're not clearing it outside their own territory. And Pocock does well, snatched it away from Richie McCaw. Now it's Samo, and Big Radicki throws a dummy, gets rid of one. Radicki, Samo, clear run to the line. Can he get a run from him? Samo, 5 metres, 3 metres, over! What a try! The oldest man ever to wear Wallaby gold in a Tri-Nations test. He is 35 years and 49 days, and he's running around like a teenager.
Oh, look at that aerodynamic hairstyle. That's what got him there.
He's played on the wing for a few years at the Brumbies. He can do anything. Well, it was David Pocock. That's who he needs to go and pat on the back, because he's chasing the ball and snatching out of Richie McCaw's arms. Right here is where it all occurred. The fast ball ensued. Look how quick the Wallabies are. Clean out. Ball needs to get there. And it's Samo. Adam Thompson just disdainfully pushed away, and look at the man go. Fullback and winger chasing him and beat him.
Oh, and what about the pass from Dan Vickerman that put him away? It was just great all-round forward play. Pocock, look at James O'Connor screaming for him. These two Islander buddies are going nuts. Oh, that's great stuff.
Oh, Robbie's happy.
Radicki Samo's first ever test try. Is it?
Oh, and he's run 50 to do it.
It's a cracker.
Cooper taking plenty of time again. Monu trying to put him off, but the flags are up. And the Wallabies lead by 20 points to 3 at Suncorp Stadium.
Oh, they love Radicki Samo here. I had the great pleasure of playing with him when he was on the wing. I was at fullback 100 years ago. And look at Deeks, he's just shredded them with the pace. Let me tell you, he's pretty close to me here, and he is sucking in the big ones. You can see him there, trying to get his breath back. Don't expect much from him for the next 5 minutes.
Well, Rod Caper, if you played with Radicki Samo, he's still going. Why aren't you?
He's a little bit more athletic than me.
You've both put on a bit of weight since then.
Yeah, I've kept my pace though. Deeks would have scored that one untouched back in the old days. Oh, he's had a great game, great start to this match. Made some great tackles. The Wallabies now up 20 points to 3. Ali Williams on the bench looking like he's about to get into the action.
Well, they have to go into the break 23. If they have any chance of winning, they've got to go into the break at that score.
Now Nonu. And it goes out to Guildford, and
look at Fainga working away on the ground.
So the All Blacks are desperate for points before the break. Here's Carter, Nonu, now Vito, and Vito loses it forward. Popped up, it goes to Genia, and Genia gets a short one to Dibiawani, taken by Thompson, got it away to Beale. Beale claimed there by McCaw and also Conrad Smith.
Gee, there was a bit of a chance there. Here it comes again.
Digby Ioane looking for some space and finding it now, giving it to Craig Cooper, and he cuts back on the angle. He gives it to Genia. Oh, and he tried to, I think, kick it through and then lost his footing, and also Vito was there to interfere with him as well. So they come up short, but they're keeping the pressure on.
They're running the All Blacks ragged. They were stung. Craig Cooper this time took it off Digby Ioane.
Yeah, he went to kick it.
And got tapped.
Harley Williams coming on the field.
Who's off, Cave?
Can't see Adam Thompson. Yeah, Adam Thompson. Injured.
Did that happen trying to tackle Radiki Samo on that try?
No, that happened early in the game.
Elbow.
He's had that for a while.
Well, that'd be why he couldn't tackle Radiki Samo.
Gee, I tell you what, if they haven't got Kieran Reid and Adam Thompson at the World Cup, that's a big blow for them. You don't want to wish that upon.
Pause. Engage.
A little over 2 minutes remaining in the first half, and it's Australia leading 20 points to 3. Corey Jane, Nonu can't
good hit.
get through.
Who was that, McCabe?
It's been ferocious,
Yep.
the defence. Weepu back to Carter. He goes high. Will the tactic work this time? Cooper is the man under it. Takes it. And he goes to ground and he pops it out the back door, and Beale is there. Found immediately by Bigally Williams, looking to get into the action early. And it's still there for the Wallabies, so they'll just take their time here and try and reset.
That's brilliant from Beale and Cooper.
There's the box kick. And that is out on the full, so we will come back. So a mistake by the Wallabies.
Got to switch on. Minute and a half to go. I'm with you, Kernsey. They cannot, the Wallabies cannot, to keep the screws on, cannot let the All Blacks get any points in this next minute.
All Blacks led by 17 in Auckland 3 weeks ago. Now it's the Wallabies by 17. Zach Gilford. They're all tired.
They're sucking in the big ones, the All Blacks.
They go to the front. Brad Thorne. Now it goes out and they leave it behind. Went backwards, fortunately, for the All Blacks.
See, the Wallabies are handling the wet conditions better than what the All Blacks are, and that's unusual.
Zach Gilford's not handling it well.
Nialamu would rather beat one, and he got the ball away to Owen Franks. Weepu. Nialamu claimed again. Weepu looks up and he makes a break. Kerry Weepu. Good stuff by the scrum half. Now it's Woodcock and Muliaina. Nonu out to Zach Gilford, and Gilford is taken by Adam Ashley Cooper, who hasn't put a foot wrong all night on the wing. Now it's still on though. That's gone forward. Forward off the heads of Vito.
And that's the first half. Or not yet.
It needs a chase.
It's into touch. The kick from Genia is a good one. Half-time at Suncorp Stadium. The Tri-Nations decider. What a half by the Wallabies. They have scored 2 tries to none. It is Australia 20, New Zealand 3.
Time you run goal.
Referee from England, Wayne Barnes, gets us underway for the second half. Australia has now gone 146 minutes without conceding a try. The last try they conceded was at Eden Park 3 weeks ago. Can they keep it going? Can the All Blacks hit back? And the All Blacks pretty keen to put that straight into touch from the restart.
Black on the line.
The Wallaby lineup under some pressure. They go to the back and Rocky Elson claims it, gives it down to Genia, and now it's a big tackle from Vito on David Pocock.
Super hit.
Yeah, Vito made contact and got rid of him. Genia, the box kick.
No real pressure this time at the back for Gilford. Gives it to Muliaina. He runs into Radiki Samo.
Gee, there was a trip there.
On it.
There was a trip there from Ali Williams.
And the referee and the assistants didn't see it.
Well, everyone else did.
Good counter up coming from the Wallabies just trying to disrupt that ball. McCaw at scrum half. And back it goes to Carter. Carried back to 22, and that's why Richie McCaw's not a scrum half, I guess. Not the best of passes. Now it goes across to Digby Ioane, and he looks up. There's a wall of black in front of him, but he doesn't bother.
Oh, he's almost gotten through there.
Yeah, doesn't bother running around them. He goes straight through them if he can. Now it's Genia. Ran out of room over there. They just need to settle things down a bit here. They're just inside their own half, the Wallabies. Stephen Moore.
You already noticed the All Blacks seem to be coming off their line a bit quicker in defence.
Yeah, they are, no doubt. They're really trying to aim up here, the All Blacks, as you would well expect.
Mackenzie, the modern term is the collision, and the Wallabies won the collision in the first half.
Have a look at that trip.
There's the trip.
Adam Ashley Cooper appealed to the touch judge.
You know, I've just said a million times about Ali Williams and that rubbish. And you don't need to do it. He is a terrific footballer, Ali Williams, without doing idiotic stuff like that. Just a blight.
It's only silly if you get caught.
Crouch.
Yeah.
Pretty smart stuff there from Ali Williams, trailing leg.
Pause.
Wallabies need to be careful. They don't try to shut the game up in the first 2 minutes of the second half. They need to keep attacking and keep playing, keep dominating. They don't want to go to sleep here.
Well, Samo saved that situation at the back.
Only just. And Genia. Oh, he's kicked it straight into his captain.
Kicked into his own man. Totally legal, and then he was picked up and
A
moved.
falcon almost. Well, so a bit of a shaky start, you'd have to say, to the second half for the Wallabies, Cave.
Yeah, it's a real risk. Wallabies had all the momentum. They had the emotion of the first half. They'd played really well. Would have liked to have seen them obviously get into a better start than that.
Oh, that's horrible.
It's got him pretty sweet, though, hasn't it? Bang. Lucky he had the headgear on. He didn't have it in the first half. Might have got...
It was into his chest.
Okay, let's start going.
Yeah, the scrum was under a little bit of pressure there. And that's what caused that.
They now need a big set in defence here. Love to see a real big tackle from one of the centres from the Wallabies.
Pause. Engage.
Back. Zach Guilford out the back looking to chime in here outside Dan Carter.
Yeah, they've got plenty coming at him.
And Wipo taken there by his opposite number, Genia.
Yeah, Genia did well to shut that down.
And he's so determined tonight to hit back after Wipo was given a points decision over his opponent in Auckland 3 weeks ago.
4 pick and drives in a row. Haven't breached the advantage line.
Yami Alamu and Woodcock. Tony Woodcock, the most capped All Black prop in history. 76th Test match this evening. Now Vito likes to just hang out on the fringe there of the ruck and can be so effective at times. And here he is again with ball in hand.
Well, here's a chance for the Wallabies.
Hadway goal, you've lost.
No, it's still there for the All Blacks.
The ball is clearly available.
Now it's McCaw. Captain on captain. Corwell stands his ground.
Hadway goal, off your feet, off his head.
Here's Woodcock, and Elsom is over the top, but can't claim it. They're not going far, the All Blacks, but they're just trying to suck some energy out of the Wallabies.
This is trench warfare.
Roll left.
Whitelock to the short side they go. McCaw.
He's been hitting plenty up, McCaw.
Well, the captain needs to rally his troops. He hasn't got Reid, and he hasn't got Adam Thompson out there now. The penalty.
Entry. Penalty there. Came up the side. Not you.
I think it was Pat McCabe. Was that who came in the side? Then
Elsom.
Oh, Elsom.
Entry.
Look, he was a bit harshly done by there. I thought he entered it correctly.
Yeah, they were battling hard.
Yeah.
Oh, this will show it. Yeah, not through the gate.
Yeah, sort of had to come in from behind where James Horwell was. The last player in the ruck had to be behind him on the entry point and was just at the angle.
So Carter with just his second shot at goal. And the sharpshooter, will it hold its line? Yes, it will. So first points of the second half to the All Blacks. 20 points to 6.
It's back to a two converted try game. Let's see how the Wallabies respond. Barely touched the ball in the first 6 minutes of this second half.
Cooper gives it some height. Well taken. Ellie Williams it was. He goes to ground on the 22. Penalty again against the Wallabies. So they just need to keep an eye on their discipline, Cave.
It's exactly the same as the first half.
Yeah, very keen to get in there and upset the All Black ball. It's worked for them all game. First half they were able to stay on their feet. Now as people get tired, there's not as many people in the rucks for starters. And if you go into that environment and lose your feet, the referee has really no alternative but to penalise you. Adam Thompson here on the sideline with plenty of ice on his arm.
Well, it was clear in those shots we saw of him missing the tackle on Hideki Samo that he had a problem with that left arm. Nialamu goes to the back, finds Whitelock down to Weepu and Carter, and now Brad Thorne in midfield. Just look a little more methodical in the second half, the All Blacks. Now it's Ali Williams going to ground. Woodcock with a pick and go. Richie McCaw gives it to Victor Vito.
They're starting to get over the advantage line.
One of the Wallabies down in back play. Who's that? Vickerman. Got a stinger.
Whitelock. Brad Thorne thrown into the turf, and he's over the advantage line as well. So this is simple but effective stuff from the All Blacks. Down within range for Dan Carter. So discipline is the key here for the Wallabies. Now it's Brad Thorne. Just happy to string the phases together. Now Carter. Carter dummying. Couldn't link up.
Stephen Moore all over it.
Conrad Smith.
First time I've heard you call his name with the ball.
No hard 7.
Holes in the Wallabies here.
Carter wants to go wide. Muliaina. Still there for the All Blacks.
Now they're going back to their wide game now.
The Wallabies have plenty of time to set their defensive line. Now it's Nialamu. Weepu. Back to Carter. Now Nonu. Nonu can't step his way through. I think it might have been turned over. Pocock almost got his hands on it. No, he's told to leave it alone now. Conrad Smith goes in digging for it. Muliaina. Brad Thorne. It's almost like slow motion at times, but they just continue to rumble it. Now Vito. Nialamu can't get away from his opposite number, Stephen Moore. Now Richie McCaw thought he spotted a gap through the middle.
Coming up to 20 phases. Great discipline, both teams.
Brad Thorne just goes in and pushes Piri Weepu out of the way. Good pick up there from Whitelock, Sam Whitelock.
This will be interesting. Which team blinks first?
Weepu to Carter, inside ball, Jane. Rocky Elsom has him wrapped up all and all. Now it's Woodcock. Frank.
Stephen Moore.
It's going to take an aggressive moment.
Weepu gives it now to Williams, and he hands it off to Vito.
A bit of room out to the left.
Now it's Nialamu. Carter. Carter He elected to give it to Conrad Smith, and after all those phases, the All Blacks hit back. They're back in the game, big time now.
26 phases. That's how much pressure they put on the Australians. And finally, when they got over the advantage line, the ball came fast. Carter took them on. I thought it was maybe one too many. He could have given it earlier.
Well, you can put that down to Ali Williams. That was his try. He can be such a good player without that idiotic rubbish. There it was. Look at that. He was the one that got them on the go forward with that pop pass, and then Carter, magnificent.
Oh, I tell you what, Kevin Mialami did a great job there to go at the defence. Yes, absorb two defenders. Will Genia had to hang on. Meant he didn't get as big a hit on Carter as he could have, but that one out of the left hand, the back of the left hand from Dan Carter to Conrad Smith was a beauty.
Well, you can see their tactics. They're just going to play phase after phase after phase and march it down the field, be as boring as they possibly can, which could win in the test match.
And Carter bangs it over, so it's now 20 points to 13.
I tell you, the Wallabies need to get excited again. They're going to make a change now. Rob Simmons is going onto the field. They need to get excited about defending. In the first half, they were everywhere jumping out of their skins to make a big hit. Now they're sitting on their heels, letting the All Blacks dictate terms. They need to get aggressive again, get stuck into them.
I'm not certain you are.
Well, we've seen it before from them where they try and shut up shop too early. So 10 points already in the second half to the All Blacks. 13 minutes gone. It's been a wonderful second half, but the Wallabies just haven't been able to get their hands on the ball.
That is a maul.
And now the short side they go, and Zach Gilford throws it back into Piri Weeper, but he chips over the top, and Quade Cooper is back there, and Cooper is throwing it back in.
Oh, that's a miracle. Richie McCaw's there, off his feet, he can't touch it.
Off his leg, off his leg.
Curtly Beale is back in the position in the pocket to clear, kicks it out now. But that's a good gain of territory for the All Blacks. They'll get the throw into the line.
There's a bit of a blue going on.
Shove.
Right of your screen.
Brad Thorne involved.
Lineout's going to be up there.
What happened here? Oh, Quade Cooper following through. Brad Thorne spotted it.
So we've got Dan Vickerman coming off the field, and young Reds lock Rob Simmons going on, and 11 is off for New Zealand. Zach Gilford is replaced by Isaiah Tauiava. So just 7 points in the ball game.
Well,
knowledgeable members of the crowd are clapping Dan Vickerman.
Yeah, of course we are.
Yeah, a magnificent game tonight.
Okay, fellas.
Yeah, Wallabies possession was in their favour in the first half. Now it's 60-40 to the All Blacks.
And now it's Nonu. And pick and go here from McCaw. The black machine is rolling on now. That's the 22. Here's Mialamu. They sense that the momentum is with them, and Woodcock rolls through. Pick and go now from Brad Thorne. He ran into his own man, and that was unfortunate. That terrible law in the game.
Well, and that
Accidentally into his own man.
well, it wasn't accidental. Ali Williams was standing there deliberately to give Whitelock something to run at.
I think he meant to just split apart and let him through. Tell you what, brilliant. Here it goes now. There's Ali Williams holding off Sekope Kepu. Get what you deserve, I guess. The simple fact is, it's brilliant tactical reassessment at half-time by the All Blacks. They've decided to actually earn it by going hard at the Wallabies up front.
Touch. Pause. Engage.
Nobody's trying to screw the scrum, but it holds firm.
Oh, they've done it.
Just as Samo reached in to get the ball, so him taking the pressure off. Well, Brad Thorne likes it a lot.
Pushed him.
Big scrum, All Blacks. They weren't too effective up front with their fringe players in New Zealand, in the New Zealand Springboks game last week.
Stephen Moore and Ben Alexander came out early, Kelsie.
Well, it was Kevin Mialamu that came up.
The scrum came up there. shouldn't have been called a turnover. It's either a penalty or it's a reset.
Here's a big shove from the All Blacks. And Weepu, they go to the left, and Carter gives it to Nonu. They were waiting for him, but they've still got it, the All Blacks. Weepu looked for a runner and found one.
Here you'll see these little series of rolling of little pick and drives here.
The Wallabies need big defence like we saw in the first half to try and just cause a mistake. And that's why they're the #1 team in the world, the All Blacks. They can just change things up. Change of tactics in the second half. They haven't panicked, even though they were down by 17. Now they're only down by 7, and they're putting more pressure on the men in goal.
Wallabies just got to keep moving forward off their line.
Weepu, there's another little pod. Pops out for Weepu again, and Carter gives it to Nonu. Martin Nonu, out it goes to Conrad Smith, lost his footing, had to start again. Nonu, Martin Nonu, straight through, what a try! Oh, brilliant comeback by the All Blacks and the Wallabies. Well, they look a little clueless at the moment.
There was nothing on there. Nonu created that by cutting back towards the blind side, throwing the long ball. That created a scramble to the Wallabies, and they were split then. They were staggered in defence, and that's the problem. Nonu with some fine footwork off his left. James Horwell trying to convince them. Let's get back in this, get pumped up. But Nonu dominated this situation from this moment when Carter slid across.
Yeah, here was the pass from Nonu. It was an average pass, but Conrad Smith made the most out of it, and that was that pass back around. Kepu had drifted too far already. He wasn't going to have an impact on it.
We got ourselves a 20-all game here in a second.
Yeah, no, it's been brilliant play from the All Blacks, no doubt about it. They've just gone back to this little pick and drive game. The Wallabies, I don't think they would have had 5% possession in this second half.
So Carter usually can throw them over from there. Flags are up. It is 20-all at Suncorp.
17 points, 19 minutes.
Momentum with the men in black. And aren't they happy, the All Black supporters? Reniki Samo coming to the side, Kate.
Yeah, exactly. Ben McCalman on. Robbie Deans has got 5 forwards on the bench and wants to use them. The Wallabies are flat. They're tired. They appear exhausted as the All Blacks have travelled back from South Africa, and they're fresh.
Well, again, it's possession for the All Blacks from the restart. And Carter gives it out to Mialamu. So it's game on again.
It's the first time they've tried this tactic from the kickoff.
Right, the Wallabies have got the ball. Let's see how they respond.
Cooper. Cross it goes down to Kirtley Beale. And Kirtley thought he spotted a gap. It soon closed. The Wallabies just need to work their way down and regain the momentum. McCalman.
The All Blacks not behind the last player's feet. They're offside.
Now it's Gandia throwing the dummy and through.
Oh,
he's got Ioane on the inside. He gives it to Digby. Ioane sprinting for the corner. Gives it to Beale. Try time Australia.
Who is the bounce back merchant now?
Will Gandia, that is brilliant. But Digby Ioane was looming larger than life and showed great generosity to give it to Beale. Oh, they've only just touched the ball for the first time in the second half. It's 21 minutes in. You finally get a touch. And they score within a minute.
Well, the All Black defence were bunched.
Mialamu.
Yeah, Whitelock turned his back on the defence, and Ioane, the big right foot step.
Untouched, Kirtley Beale. Great aerial shots, good combination. Mialamu was beaten by Gandia when he scored his try in the first half. Ioane, as he so often does, trailing Gandia on the inside, and then very selflessly pushes it across to Beale. We've got a game. We're going to get tries like that in the next 20 minutes because this has been such a physical, game of rugby where there are now a lot of tired players.
I've got the feeling it could take the wind out of the All Blacks. They've worked really hard for their tries. It's been tough. It's been hard grafting stuff. Quade Cooper pulls it out to the left.
Hooked that one, so it's 25-20.
Took a very long time over that kick.
Oh, that was a brilliant run by Genia. This is where he can dominate when defences get tired. Ioane, a lovely step off his right. Beal too quick.
.63 minutes gone.
We're coming to Ioane this time. No, goes short.
And Rob Simmons, but it took a while to... It's not gone. Both ways.
That's the kick that Kieran Reid normally chases. Victor Vito there. Rob Simmons was in position with a lifter, and he just didn't commit himself early enough to the ball. Found himself a little bit away from it. You can see him here. He's got two lifters, and it's one man coming at the ball. And we saw that the All Blacks scored off that in Auckland. Same play. Wallabies aware of it, but didn't really do a good job.
With a similar knock-on that wasn't picked up.
Yeah. Strike for me the last one. That's why I rewarded it.
Piri Wipu is off, and Andy Ellis is on for his 21st Test appearance. And both teams receiving incredible support from the crowd. The roar of All Blacks going around Suncorp Stadium. And now Will Genia did well, stayed in the field of play, and never staying his feet long enough. And now Simmons goes to ground. And Genia.
I think it's a kick, is it?
Box kick, charge down. They're all waiting for that. It's like a game of basketball. Like a AFL as well. The bounce.
I'd like to see Will Genia get that onto his boot a lot quicker.
Charge down was fine, but then...
Well, the All Blacks were offside. I mean, they were nowhere near behind the last feet.
You're so true. It means the touch judge on this side, I'm just trying to work out...
Craig Joubert.
Is it Craig Joubert? He's not watching the game.
Well, I think he is watching the game, but not the bit that he's supposed to be watching.
Yeah, as a spectator.
Yeah.
While we've got this break, just a reminder of Radiki Samo's performance tonight. He scored a try, a bust earlier on.
Don't stand on it, please.
So he made the most of his opportunities.
Cliffy Palu, I saw before the match, he's another number 8 contender.
Crouch.
He will play either this week or next week.
Pause. Engage.
For his club.
Yep.
McKelman off the back, and Vito is over the top claiming it, but no, it's there for the Wallabies. And now the box kick got away this time. And Corey Jane, and we haven't seen much of Corey.
Oh, well done, Corey Jane.
He was under some pressure there.
Advantage beaten by the ruck. 18 offside.
18 offside.
18 beaten by the ruck, got involved.
Beaten by the ruck.
I'm glad you said it, because I've got no idea. I've never heard that call.
That means the ruck was formed, and he got to his feet as the tackler and thought about playing the ball. The ruck had already formed. And see, he's the tackler. Two players over the ball. Well, maybe not.
He didn't do anything.
No.
He stood up.
Yeah.
I think he gave himself away, though. He sort of went to grab the ball and then stopped, and the referee probably thought, hello.
But he didn't do anything.
So Dan Carter finds touch. And Kevin Bialamu now 4th on the all-time Test cap list for New Zealand. 86 Tests. Not the most capped hooker. Sean Fitzpatrick played 92 Tests. Bialamu might at least match him or even go past him at the World Cup if he plays all of the Tests, and New Zealand go all the way. And now Williams, Ellie Williams, up the middle he goes, and here we go again. The All Blacks giving themselves an opportunity to really ask some questions of the Wallabies. They go wide, Carter and Nonu wide to Toiava, the replacement. Good tackle over there, though. He stays in the field of play. Ellis to Carter, had to stop and sort of drag it in. Now Bialamu.
Hands away now, captain.
Got numbers out there, the All Blacks. Wallabies need some defenders over.
Owen Franks. Richie McCaw. Quite a substantial injury earlier on, McCaw, but he's still going. And now Ellis up over the 22. Well, this is what they do very well. They're able to put some phases together. They don't panic. Ellis with the veto. Penalty against the attacking team.
Bit of panic there. Was it Kevin
He was on his
Mialama?
feet too, came straight in from the side, stopped any contest.
Vito's had some real penetration since he's come on to the All Blacks, but that one he was isolated and Kevin Mialama got there. Felt he had to get there. Adam Ashley Cooper has been magnificent in defence tonight. Actually, at attack, he's been pretty handy. Has not let anything go. His best game of the season.
You've got to ask the question. No James O'Connor out there, stood down for this one, but you know, you wouldn't change anything at the moment, would you?
He may come back into this team off the bench. I think that's what you're suggesting, but I'd agree.
Still plenty of time to go for both of these sides. The Wallabies need to keep playing here. Maybe they drag this one down and drive it. Will Guinea can get a good kick away, kick chase. It's worked well for them in the first half from this position.
They're going to run it. Adam Ashley Cooper comes inside and stays away from the chalk on the far side. Now it's Rocky Elsom, and Rocky puts the foot on the gas.
They'd like to go wide right now.
Well, they've got pretty quick ball, and it's Cooper to McCabe, and McCabe dummies. Can't get away from McCaw. Still there. Oops. That's come out on the All Black side, so well done. There was plenty of pressure at the breakdown there.
Well, the All Blacks have done wonderfully well to get that one back.
Trouble here.
But they won't offload it because it's Mialamu who tucked it under his wing. Victor Vito. Beale makes the tackle first of all. 10-metre mark, New Zealand territory. Brad Thorne looking for the fairy tale at Suncorp. Dan Muliaina.
Oh, that was rubbish.
It's been touched. And Gania will go high in the air. And Adam Ashley Cooper taken out.
Yeah, something happened, whether it was deliberate or not.
Yeah, absolutely deliberate.
I was watching the ball.
Adam Ashley Cooper's...
Williams?
Adam Ashley Cooper's tried to chase.
Mate, I followed the ball. I haven't seen any contact. Tell me what you see.
20 and 19 just closed up. 22 black, 19 black just closed up and obstructed the player.
Okay, your recommendation?
Penalty.
Penalty where the ball alighted. Have you got where the ball alighted?
I'm on where the ball alighted.
Thank you. Just obstruction, just a penalty, no more.
On the left is the screen.
Just obstruction. He stepped
Penalty,
in
captain.
front of him as Toiava.
Kick where he kicked it.
You
kick where
cannot
he
change
landed.
your line.
James,
Mialamu was
kick where
fine.
he kicked it, kick where he
He
landed.
didn't change his line.
Sorry, mate. You can have a kick where
Yeah, they've got the penalty, Kearnsey. They'll be happy with that, I think, the Wallabies.
In line with Craig here. Either back there or here.
It's a penalty from either spot.
I've got to ask. Go for goal.
The referee has to ask. You can have a penalty for where he kicked it or a penalty for where it lands. That's in case the kick goes backwards, of course. Well, that one went forward. But here you can see Adam Ashley Cooper trying to run. Tuiava just knocks him out of the way. And referee gets it. Yeah, you can't do that. It's a fair penalty. The Wallabies...
Toiava was running towards the ball too. I'll defend it.
The ball's landed about 15 metres forward of where he's kicking it from.
Marty, you're just trying to make up for the fact that you said
Ban
you should
Mahaka.
ban Mahaka.
Yeah.
You're just trying to get back in the good books. Forget about it. They don't like you anymore, the Kiwis.
No, you should see the photo of you in the All Black change room, Nato. They've drawn funny moustaches and everything on you.
Rocky Elsom off, Higginbotham on. That could shake up the Wallabies a little bit. They can stitch up the test match with this one.
If they keep attacking.
Yep.
Quade Cooper, will it come round? No, he's pushed it out to the right. So it's still 25-20. Wallabies over the All Blacks.
Those last two kicks have been crucial.
Yeah, 4 from 4 in the first half, none from 2 in the second half for the Wallabies. 8 minutes remaining. The Tri-Nations decider.
Carter will go short here.
Well read, Rod Kafer, and Horwalt knocks it back, and it's there for the Wallabies. So good territory for them, and now Kirtley Beale got it out to Ioane. He loses it.
Yeah, there was a bit too much traffic. He was so close to the defender, Corey Jane. I mean, Ioane, he was close to Corey Jane when he received it.
Crowd tonight, 51,858. So well done again, Brisbane and Queensland. And also, let me say, there's quite a few people who've made the trip across the Tasman as well.
Yeah, if you would have stayed home because of the wet weather that they saw before the match.
It's not too bad. It only fits 52,500.
Pause.
Wherever you're watching this one around the world, we do trust that you're enjoying it. The number 1 versus the number 2 as Corey Jane gives it now to Dan Carter. They're playing their wide game now. There's the kick through from Conrad Smith, and the All Blacks are chasing. It's going to beat everybody into touch.
Oh, Cooper thought he was going to let that one go.
5 points in it.
That was a delicious little grubber kick. They stretched it wide and then pushed it through.
Well, they're going to back themselves now in defence, the All Blacks, and then try and snatch it. 16 and 17 coming on for the All Blacks.
Horn Afoa.
Horn and Afoa coming on for.
Good player, Andrew Hoare.
Kevin Mialamu coming off. And also Owen Franks, is it?
Yep.
It's a very rare day when Kevin Mialamu comes off. He's worked real hard tonight.
So do the Wallabies respond? At next scrum, you reckon the Wallabies will respond by sending on Saya Fainga at hooker?
Well, the Wallabies again overthrow, but it was well read by Pocock in the end. And the Wallabies desperate now to get out of their own territory. There's the box kick again from Genia. And Tauiava is under a bit of pressure, but takes it well. And Adam Ashley Cooper is there to claim him 5 metres inside New Zealand territory.
There's a penalty there. Tauiava kept pushing the ball after the Wallabies had gone through him. Very lucky.
Fullbacks down for the Wallabies.
Now it's Afoa, the fresh man. No, it's actually Will Genia who's been complaining of cramp quite a bit. So is it time to bring on the replacement scrum half? Luke Burgess is now a good ball, brilliant ball. Muliaina as the All Blacks get into Wallaby territory yet again.
Well, that was the Wallaby shorter defender in Genia who caused that problem.
And we got Kepu down in back play as well with cramp, and Brad Thorne goes to the 10-metre mark. Here's Ellis. Ellis gives it now to Tauiava. Pocock, is he able to hold it? Yes, David Pocock got in there. He was entitled to steal it.
Well, there was 2 of them there at that. McCalman was the other one.
Oh, what a tackle. The huge tackle and then the speed. Graham Henry looking like he...
It was a great call from Tauiava. There was a hole there, but it was shut magnificently by the 2 Western Australians.
I'm just telling you what your coach is telling me. 3, 9 and 2.
So 3, 9 and 2 coming off for the Australians.
Well, you're right. So Alexander's off, Moore's off, and Genia's off.
No, Kepu's going to come off now, and Ben Alexander will stay on.
Yeah, look, no problem with the changes that they're needed. Everyone's tired. That the pace in that first half was frenetic, and the players are suffering now. Both teams suffering, and good to bring on the replacements. You know, there's players there like Luke Burgess who can really spark a game, particularly late in the game. He's a great defender as well. He'll really make some big hits around the fringes. Don't be surprised to see him, you know, pick someone up and dump them, one of the Kiwi forwards, if they're doing the pick and drive again. Adds a little bit more starch late in the game to the defence.
I'm a fan, and when he comes on it in a reserve situation, he always makes a difference, this Luke Burgess. Often scores a try or makes a break. It's really energetic.
Sayafa'inga.
Well, not straight.
Well, he got away with it.
There's Burgess already.
5 or 6 metres inside.
Wallabies lost it. No.
No hands, boys.
First touch for Salisi Ma'afu. Back in Wallaby gold, his 11th test. First appearance for the year. Oops, a bit of a juggle there from Pocock, and He was driven back in the tackle. So the forwards just need to aim up. Less than 4 minutes remaining. Australia 25, New Zealand 20. Another classic All Black encounter. Bledisloe encounter, that is.
Have a look at Brad Thorne in front of the last feet by a metre, and Ali Williams. I want to keep pointing it out to referees during the World Cup. There's the last feet.
Back there.
Look at them. They're all a metre in front. These athletes are so good now. Look at the defenders, also in front of the last feet by a metre. And again, look where the last feet are.
10-metre mark, New Zealand territory.
And again, they're all in front of the last feet. Could someone at the IRB, Paddy O'Brien, please inform referees to police it?
Well, the Wallabies are going to try and do what the All Blacks did in the first 20 minutes of the second half, and that's just keep ball in hand.
No, still it, still it.
They've held the ball for 2 minutes. If they can hold it for another 2.5, the test match is over. Real challenge, but they've lost it.
Lost it.
Well, you put the blocker on the cape, and now Mills Muliaina. They wanted him to kick. He couldn't quite get away from the defenders, though.
I tell you, I wanted him to slide it through.
Now it's Brad Thorne. And Brad goes to ground 8 metres from halfway.
Plenty of time. The destiny's in their hands.
Here's Nonu, someone that can spark something. Taken by Ma'afu. He rolls out. Now it's Ellis. Gets it out to Toiava. And now the tackle coming in from Adam Ashley Cooper, who's been superb in the 14 jumper.
Is that Pocock with the ball?
Now you've
No, lost it.
All Blacks at the wrong end of the park. 2 minutes remaining. Ellis to Williams.
Neither team wants to lose hold of possession.
Now
Carter's going to
Carter.
kick. That is a sensational kick.
It's not out, though.
Well, there's men in centre field. It's Beale.
Curtly Beale has a better angle for the kick, but yes, it is out.
Yeah, and they'll counter. Or will they?
Too many gold jerseys there. Carter looks at the big screen to see how long left. What a finish. Listen to the crowd. They are loving it.
So the pressure on the All Black throw this time as the bench looks on.
Well, here's a little chat.
Have a look at that huddle. Andy Ellis, Richie McCaw, Ali Williams, all put in their money's worth.
It'll be the pick and drive that Richie's looking for.
Need to get some pods up here in defence. Oh, it's a wobbly old throw. They didn't get up, the Wallabies.
So they're going wide.
Now it's Nonu. Ellis, intercept. Picked up by Beale after it went to ground off one of the All Blacks.
They need forwards to work hard to wind the clock down, the Wallabies.
30 seconds remaining now. James Horwell. The All Blacks will throw everything into this ruck.
Just take the time, Luke Burgess. You've got all the time in the world now. Well done. Well done. Leave it there.
No hurry.
Scott Higginbotham, fresh legs. This will be a good test for the Wallabies. Can they close out these tight games?
No, Burgess, just pick it up and
It's
kick
just
it
a
into
penalty.
trouble.
It's a penalty there. Straight out penalty. Andrew Hall.
Now they're going to go one more time. Penalty to the Wallabies. It's full time. All they have to do is kick it out. And they have won the Tri-Nations.
Got to kick the penalty first of all, okay? Let's put it up. 7 roll
Yeah, they don't care about denying the All Blacks the bonus point for finishing within 7.
Quade Cooper grubbers it into touch. A 10-year drought has been broken.
Well,
The
James,
Wallabies, Tri-Nations champions in 2011. They led 20 points to 3 at halftime. The All Blacks came back brilliantly in the second half to tie it up at 20 all. Then the try to Curtly Beale. Full time, Wallabies, Australia 25. They've beaten the All Blacks 20.
James Horwell, 1 from 1.
Isn't that what a way to start your captaincy career?